Hey everybody, welcome to Art First. I am Adamtastic and this is Bryan Brinkman, and we are here hanging out with you guys live on a Friday, unless you're listening to this later while you're cleaning your laundry, and we appreciate both of you.
Hey, it's laundry day.
It is. It's always laundry
It's
day.
great to see you. We almost saw each other at the Super Rare Gallery this week for the Doom DAO X Copy event, but we missed
were
each
so
other
close.
by like 5 minutes.
We seriously did, which is wild, but I still had an amazing time. Met a lot of great people. Got my first X Copy physical. That's kind of insane to say that I have that. I'm very happy. So thank you, X Copy. But yeah, pretty fun, crazy, wild week.
It's fun. Yeah, it's been. I struggle to remember this week because I had a sick child at home, and so it's all a blur.
Yeah.
But no, really cool. And I mean, we're not talking about the biggest thing this week is that you had a big drop. That's still going, but it's been a big success so far.
Thank you. I did. I had a big drop. It is still going, but honestly, I consider it a success. It was so much fun. So much love on the timeline, and I appreciate it. It is still minting on OpenSea, but I am very proud of the whole thing. I'm very grateful to all the people who showed up. And you had Hannah over there at OpenSea had an awesome article about it. Justin over at 24 Hours of Art and RD, they put out an awesome article. It's just the love. I've really felt the love this week, and I want to thank everybody for that. So thank you. But
excited to see what I get.
Yeah, man. I'm working on that. I'm working on a plan to get the reveals sooner than later. So I'll just leave that out there. But I'm so stoked because everyone's. I think they're good. I mean, I'm biased. I love what I made. So, but I'm really excited for people to see what they got. But while we're talking about art, we are not here to talk about me. We are here to talk about our awesome guest today. Today, we are excited to have joining with us photographer and incredibly creative human who's really great at connecting other people and bringing people together, especially to beautiful far-off lands. So today we are happy to welcome to Art First, Pobedeen. Hello and welcome.
Hi. Hello, guys.
It's great to have you.
Far lands for sure. I mean, in terms of time difference right now, it's for sure far lands.
Yeah, you're it's very early in the morning, 2 in the morning for you, but you are in Bali in Indonesia, where you have been running for 2 years now, a residency for artists, right?
That's correct. I mean, the last one ended exactly a year ago, and this one ended like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It looked like a blast.
It did. And I can say that by talking to the people, some of the artists that I'm friends with who were in the residency, I can say 100% they were thrilled. They had an incredible time. They were talking, about it while they were in it. The whole time they were excited, after they were excited. So, and then the artworks, which some of them we'll see today, they're phenomenal. Anytime you can get a group of artists together, I think that's really special things come from that. Did I got to ask before we get into like your work, because we're just talking about the residency for a moment. What was like the inspiration for that? Like, how did that come about that you were like, I'm going to make a residency? That's not something that everybody thinks to do,
So I think that the whole thing started around like 3 or 4 years ago, since I joined like the whole space, because I after some time and some of my kind of like successful sales and so on, I decided that I have a proper base to onboard some of the artists, and after that I made an educational program for them, covering the whole digital art market. And after that, it was kind of natural to launch a couple of exhibitions all over the world. And then I accidentally came here for the first time, and I was like, oh, this place is cool. And exhibitions are cool too, but what would happen if we go further and try something new? And I was like, let's try to build something that I was dreaming by myself as an artist. And that was kind of like late night conversation with my wife. We were sitting in the same place where I'm launching this where I'm speaking from right now. It's the same exactly villa, and we were speaking outside on the terrace, and she was like, "Oh, that's a cool idea." And I think that in 2 weeks I had my first like plan for the last year's residency, and here we are doing it 2 years in a row.
I think that's incredibly special, man. Especially because, like you said, and it's in line with the ethos of the show that we do, right? Like you saw an opportunity to lift other people up, other artists specifically, and give them the spotlight and give them a chance. And so I applaud you for that, man. That's really special. Like these are great. I'm just looking, and it looks like you guys partnered with Super Rare, right, to have the drop be a curated collection over there.
Yep, that's correct. Last year we had a collaboration with Shape. This year we collaborated on the final drop with Super Rare to have a curated drop, and also we did two separate kinds of events. This Super Rare curated drop, and also the physical show that we had on one of the last days of the residency here in Bali, in one of the coolest contemporary art spaces.
That's cool. So then, and I remember seeing pictures from that there was the physical gallery that you guys had. And it looks like from what I was seeing online, you guys are working on you're working on a documentary for it as well.
I would say that it was the hardest part for me this year, because last year we, as a part of the artist lineup, we had two amazing filmmakers, and this year they're also directors of the documentary. So we did it last year and we're doing it again this year, but at the same time it was such intense work on this when you have your filmmakers, your director not with you on the place, and you're kind of like negotiating all this stuff between like different time zones, trying to merge the camera guy, the director, all the artists together. But at the same time, their idea behind the documentary of this year is to push it to their film festivals, and we changed the approach on their filming itself and made it more arty way.
Oh wow. Okay, so you guys are actually working towards a film festival then, like submissions. Okay. I mean, it looks gorgeous. And let's give a shout out to the production company. And I apologize, I forget. Tree Magic Neat.
So they're Magic Forests, because they're also building non-commercial art related projects right now. Not only art related, but also art related project. But besides that, they're an amazing documentary team.
Very cool, man. Very, very awesome. And we'll have links to all the things that we talk about later in the show for people who want to go and take a look, or maybe try to secure one of their own pieces. Absolutely stunning stuff. But I also want to talk about you and your art. And we have some really cool pieces here. And not traditional photography in the sense that, most people would associate. These are gorgeous. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this?
I would say that I came into like the whole photography thing with kind of like deep commercial background, with working in their huge productions, filming stuff for Gucci, for Chanel, and it was before me joining their space and arts related markets, and arts like understanding of art, that my photography could be an art. And during that moment I was like, okay, I'm so tired of like these glossy magazine style pictures, and I was trying to find a way where I could give some expression to my emotions. And this particular picture and piece that you're showing right now on the screen. It's one of my first non-commercial projects that I did when I joined this space. And what you see here is like zero post-production. It's a raw shot.
Really?
Even like with color grading, it's a raw shot, because you see the model, my hero here, and this refraction and reflection is their piece of plexiglass that I melted and put in front of my camera. But also, if you check there, that's why we have these like weird forms, because I was hitting the plexiglass to make some like lines that will refract the image. But also, if you check the breasts of the model, you will see also the parts of like melted plexiglass, because before this shooting we made plaster casts of the model, and based on these plaster casts we melted all the styling for this shooting to fit her body perfectly. So this is one of my favorites, one of my all-time favorite shots, but also it's a part of a bigger series which called Equilibrium. And basically this whole shooting is I would say my thoughts on their balance between black and white, and how we consider it in our lives, that uh, we are pretty always categorize everything between like goods and bads, ugly and beautiful, but at the same time the whole concept of life is something in between, and something in the gray tones.
These are gorgeous. These are gorgeous. I love hearing. This is why we do the show, right? Because I would not have known that you sat there and melted plexiglass and for
awesome.
No post production. Are they digital photos? Are they medium format? Are they
these are digital photos, and the one that you're showing right now, so it's not melted plexiglass.
Right.
It's my custom light tool that I created by myself, but also it's one of my signature techniques which I using a lot lately. I called it mixed light, or it's also called continuous light. It's the combination of flash and constant light source. So basically, what you see here, it's my custom torch, where I put some optic fabric, not optic fabric, optic
fiber.
Yeah, fiber. Yes. Optic fiber, to make kind of like light trails, and using their long exposure, and at the same time using a flash. So the flash freezing all their shapes of the model, but at the same time you still have 5 seconds to draw with the light and this torch.
So painting these fibers towards her.
Yeah.
I was never able to paint. I'm pretty bad in it, especially like if you would see my sketches, they're awful. But at the same time, as an artist and as a continuation of my commercial background in photography and transition into art, I decided that my main brush is light, and that my canvases my canvases is photography.
Yeah. I mean, it works, man. It's really, really gorgeous. And you said you not just fiber optics, but like you made a tool for it. Like you've
sadly there are not that many. I mean, I didn't see any of them on the market, so I had to create one, to produce one by myself.
I think that's yeah. Go ahead, Brian.
I mean, we are just like, sometimes when things doesn't work, we just like looking for options to make them work, and that's how we are like bringing some innovations.
I think that sounds like a business model. You could take old brush, rip out the fibers, put in fiber optics, and sell them as like light brushes.
When I was just talking about this, even before you told me this, I started thinking about this. Like, okay, why nobody sell this stuff? Because it could work.
I think he
Yeah.
has something
But
there,
at the same time, I think that it's also about ego. When you're finding your style, you're just like, okay, I crafted it by myself.
You want to keep it to yourself. You want to.
But at the same, I mean, I made a lot of threads on Twitter and I made a lot of posts on Instagram about this technique. So I'm not trying to to keep it some kind of the secret.
Do the lights, are they constantly on, or are you controlling the lights coming out of it? Do they flicker and stuff?
So basically, you need to start the picture, start taking the picture when your object is not exposed at all, because you need the first flash to freeze the part of the part that you're interested in, and after that you slowly bringing this light and starting painting with this.
Right.
Cool.
It's very cool, man.
That's really cool. Awesome technique.
Yeah.
Looks awesome too.
Thank you.
I saw this piece here, and I love how it changes dynamically when I move the mouse over it. I don't have to click anything. Yeah. It's just, I noticed it last night, and at first I thought my monitor was on the fritz. I was like, wait, why? I thought it was yellow. I thought it was, but it's really pretty cool that it's dynamic like that.
It's I would say that it's the beginning of, I mean, it's the same technique, but it also kind of like beginning of what I really want to achieve in the upcoming future, because I want to, I mean, I really love to use this type of lighting, but at the same time, I really want to give the audience and the viewers the opportunity to dive into this lighting. And this kinds of like mix between black and white and colored option, it also like I would say it also oversaturated some of the light parts. And right now I'm working on the model in Touch Designer to make it interactive, not only in this like cursor scrolling way, but also to put some camera in front of the monitor and to give their audience a chance to like interact. Yes. Interact with this. But this current series, Whispering Lights, is kind of ongoing project, I would say.
Very cool. I was going to ask the next question of like how you get that to do that. Is that with code, or I would imagine it's got to have some kind of code to it.
You mean on the touch designer?
No, I guess on what we're seeing right here.
The interactive.
How is it
transient?
How does this work?
Yes, it's just, I mean, here what I love about Trendem, that's these guys are giving artists who are not able to code or don't want to code an opportunity to use their those models that they have. And that's exactly like they have a dynamic engine that I use for this. Basically, it's a blend of different images with different color grading, which are like different iterations of the color grading, which are showing you different opacity on the different frames, I would say. And the series that you see below, yes, in Whispering Lights, all of them are built on this structure. But the only thing that's okay, it works pretty fast for you, but I don't really like the speeds of the uploading on their HTML, because it's not it's an HTML file. That's why sometimes it's kind of slow.
Sure.
Yeah. If you load in some high-res images, it can take a while.
Yeah, but I mean, I think
looks cool.
That speaks to just how bleeding edge this stuff is, right? In terms of like pushing the limits of what you can do. When you think about photography, you don't often think about dynamic photography being
I would say that this is kind of the thing that appeared in my mind not a long time ago, but I was trying to find the real approach that I want to brainstorm and work with, because after doing the kind of flat images for so many years in commercial photography, last couple of years I want to go out of these boundaries and explore some I would say they're kind of like physical volumetric touch, and you also see it in terms of lighting already on the flat image. This lighting is pretty volumetric, but I really want to go further. Right now, I'm exploring different like type of printing. When you print, when you have one image but you separate it to different layers, semi with the semi opacity, and put them one in front of each other to have
Okay.
this like volume.
Okay, yeah, have a volume shift so that it looks like there's a change in depth
Yeah, yeah.
from like almost like a rack focus when you're going. That's cool, and I know that there's like programs out there that can definitely help make that possible. Um, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how any of it works on Adobe's side, but I know that they recently put something out that looked like you could take any photo and it would create a depth map of the
Yeah.
photo, so you could change the lighting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, with all the current tools, I mean, it's getting pretty easy to experiment that deep, and this also changed my whole position and ideas on the AI, especially lately, because at the beginning I was kind of the guy who was like, okay, we need to create everything by ourselves. We don't need to use AI. But last year, I'm so deep, like with any kind of experiments with AI, and
Yeah.
also what you just told Adam about their like software that allows you to create a depth map. I recently, like it was yesterday or day before yesterday, I saw on the Claire Silver's post on their way how to create a depth map from any image, and I'm already like thinking it's a great for masking on their touch designer to create the depths and to work in like so many, like you could work with 3D on it, you could work with like this kind of prints that I was just talking about.
That's awesome. And there's a I'm also reminded of our guest from our last show, Postbook, who had lenticular prints, and I know it's different, but in that same sense of moving through the image and seeing different states of being, you know, in her pieces.
You just really want to go like when you're creating flat images for so long, you just really want to go deeper and to like see how, I mean, when I'm doing photography, I see the whole thing and to understand how it's gonna be looking like a flat one. But at the same time, I want to give the viewer this like kind of opportunity to walk through their volumetric thing and to experience this kind of lighting.
Yeah.
Because it's not what possible to see with our eyes. This kind of light, it's not what the human eye can perceive on the physical level.
Right.
And that's kind of the beauty of it. And also I would say that even with a lot of tries, you can't get the same image. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
You just started scrolling through another project which called Somnium, and if you will choose any of like the bigger scene on the right, the one
Take a look.
Horizons, yes. All what you see here on this image is the set design that was created manually during 2 days.
Whoa.
And it was produced from the scratch.
Whoa.
And that's kind of approach that I really love to use in my photography still, because now with AI you could create a lot of surroundings and they will be amazing, and I can say that they would be worse than this, but at the same time for me it was kind of interesting to like the most popular comment that I'm having on this shooting and some of my other projects where their set design is pretty like heavy. I would say that people are asking me how I created this in 3D or how I created this with AI.
Yeah.
But at the same time, all what you see here is the setup with with a big team and a long work on the set design.
Wow.
And the whole project exploring the way how we dream, I would say.
This is incredible. Is this so I think one of the things that AI kind of struggles with is the details. And I know there are programs that upscale and add details, but like when you zoom in here, you can see what looks like chicken wire that was, used to put together form, and there's beauty in that. I think that
I mean, there are still some imperfections, I would say.
That's the beauty, though.
If you go too deep, but at the same time, that's what exactly make all the process so like interesting.
Yeah, this is great. And was this in a studio then? It must have been, right?
Yes, it was in a studio. We were building the whole thing for around like 48 hours. If you close this and go a bit down on this collection,
yeah,
I think that there are a couple of other frames like with their not the close-ups, but maybe like close-ups also work. But I think that there are some of them with
wider shot.
Okay, they're not here, but there is also a big behind the stage video that I use as a postcard for this drop.
Okay.
But
wow.
And we also cover it like the body. Also, what you see here is like almost zero post production, as I told. I love
paint.
So they are painted.
Wow, silver paint.
Yes. It's a silver paint for cakes and a small portion of Durex to make it more covering, I would say.
Wow. No, it's wonderful, and a lot of respect for people who do work like this that is primarily in camera and with little to no post production is impressive. You really got to have a really great, strong understanding of lighting, I think, in that case, right? Like and it shows.
It's still like my most favorite part out of photography.
Yeah.
Through the light to convey their like my own feelings and the way how I perceive this world.
Wow.
And what you see on the behind, also what she's touching with her hands, is also a cast of the model from the shooting that you were
from before
checking. Yes, the first shot. It's their it's a cast of their those model that we used to melt the plexiglass.
Oh, so interesting. I thought they were like mannequins at first. That's cool.
There are some mannequins, but also on their some of the shots you also could see some casts of hands and legs. It's all are like this, yes, like this one. Mm-hmm. It's a cast of hands, and we used them for the set design. Okay. And we did from the whole team. Every team member put their hands into the scene to take the real part into the process, I would say.
That's very awesome. So what did you do with all this after the fact? Do you have just a studio full of artifacts, or?
I would say that right now I have so many like storages in different places in this world with a lot of stuff just laying down there, and I'm just thinking maybe I'm that type of guy who can't just like to give something away, especially if I think that maybe I will use it in another project, and I'm just like trying to find the best place to store it.
Sure. Well, that's the next part is you say it comes with a physical. You have no choice. Here you go. You take the physical. But I think that some of this would be incredible to have as a sculptural element to go along with.
That's exactly was their mindset behind this. I also storing all their plexiglass armor from the first shooting, all these casts, because it could be amazing when I will be able to set up some of their solo shows.
Yeah,
It'd be amazing to have photography and some of these sculptures as a part of the like process, as a part of behind the stage. I really think that documenting your journey in these kinds of ways is pretty important for every artist.
I couldn't agree more. Sometimes it's hard to do, but I couldn't agree more, because even for yourself, for posterity, it's good to look back at and to see, like, look, you did it. You put the work in.
I would say that I was watching your teaser from the current drop, Adam, and it's amazing. And that's exactly what we're talking about. That's why we are doing these like residency documentaries. It's not only a way to show people that what you were working on, but it's also the way to get back into these emotions, into this project, because during your life you're experiencing so many things, and after some time maybe you were creating the best project in your life like yesterday, and you still like remember all the feelings, but in a year you have like with these type of materials you have a chance to just like dive deep into it and revoke all of these emotions.
It helps create like a snapshot of that moment in time, especially through the creation process. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. So speaking of seeing other artists and their work, like that, Brian, it was a pretty
good transition.
Pretty good transition. Smooth. I mean, it was decent, and the more we talk about it, the better it becomes. How about we do a little show and tell?
Let's do it.
Let's run it. Here we go. Okay, am I back or am I underwater? I'm going to try it.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of what? Waiting.
It seemed like you're coming back.
Okay, fantastic. That's my favorite part of this. Okay, so this is the part of the show where each of us has identified, either collected or just found really awesome art from artists that we think need a bit of a lift because they're amazing and should have more attention on them. And so that's what we're going to go do, and we're gonna run through that now. Pobedeen, we're going to start with you and a piece from one of the artists in residency here. This piece right here, Japun the Sentinel by Les Comulos. I can't pronounce
Les
Comulos. Her name, yes. And we've seen her work. I think episode 1. I think Mumba brought some of her work, which was nothing like this, but this is really, really cool.
So what she's one of their residency artists, and what you see right now, it's not only like their 3D sculpture, it's a 3D scan that the physical sculpture that is right now packed somewhere here. I know where exactly, but she was working on this one during the residency, and some of the elements on the final sculpture, like this flower or mushrooms are her key visual for her artwork. They're 3D printed, but the main shape of the monkey is sculptured on the physical way. And this is the artwork that accomplished with the physical sculpture. And I really love the way how she decided to merge this like digital and physical creation. It was exhibited on the final show during the residency. And I think that like a couple of days ago, I was posting her with this sculpture because she was also one of the artists who left later and decided to stay in Bali for a couple of weeks longer. And I would say that, when you're witnessing the process of creation of the like physical pieces, it's not the same as when you do it for the digital pieces, because sometimes with the digital pieces you don't see the whole process. Some of the parts are staying behind, and here, I was the person who was coming to the artist villa every day and spending the whole days during the residency there, and was seeing all the small details, shapes are getting born through the residency. And for me, this piece is also the way, to give their, to take the inspiration from Bali. Because what you see here is also a part of like traditional Balinese math. And also, as a part of the residency, she did an animation with this piece, their other digital piece of her, with a lot of cultural code in it. The thing that she got from this residency, and the thing that she got inspired by.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So you have a 3D printer on site?
We bought a 3D printer for this residency, and we broke it on the day one, because one of the artists was supposed to work to know how to work with this one, but at the end we didn't manage to order a proper, not a proper one, but the right one. So we just a bit fucked up, and the printer was, I would say the printer was on fire. But at the same time, I have a good friend of mine, they're artist whom I'm creating here in Bali, and he had a big production studio with a lot of 3D printers. So it was kind of like we asked him to print the mask, mushrooms, and flowers from this sculpture.
Awesome.
And she painted them all afterwards.
That's great.
And
they blended really well. Yeah. Awesome.
Very cool.
Really
man.
cool piece.
I'm gonna throw it on there. Here we go. That's good stuff. All right, Bryan, we're gonna move on to one of the pieces that you picked out to share. Here we go. This piece right here. You are proud of.
This is Seb. Originally, I picked these a few weeks ago. So people have already seen this one, but I collected it from his show that he did at Super Rare. Successful drop. He sold out all the pieces, and he made some amazing physicals as well.
Yeah.
But I loved seeing this evolution of his work from doing kind of animated pieces that were moving dots around in loops, which I always found fascinating as well. But here he was using new techniques that incorporate like hand painting scenes mixed with frame interpolation and AI, and it creates this really hypnotic effect that, whenever I see something like this, I'm like, how is this done? And how it was done is totally different than what I had assumed, and opens my eyes to what's possible.
It's a great piece. The show was phenomenal. I got to go hang out with him and you and everybody there. The physicals, like you said, were stunning, but these things, watching them on loop, especially in the gallery at scale, was kind of awe-inspiring to see what's possible.
Yeah.
All the shots that I saw from their show are so good, and all the pieces in this collection, because it was something kind of like refreshing, I would say. But I'm, on my part, such a big fan of the installation that were presented. Mostly, I would say, I mentioned this like because of the light, like
yeah. They had these like LED tubes, or like LED lights,
like strips,
ropes,
right?
that he programmed, and they looked awesome. And the vinyl toy, it wasn't even a vinyl toy; it was a 3D printed toy that looked incredible. Very inspiring show.
Yeah,
somehow crushed it.
Yeah, it's hard not to throw good stuff on everything, but man, above and beyond on this one, on the whole show. Very cool. Very, very cool, man. All right, we're gonna keep moving. Okay, so this piece here, Luciana Guerra, I thought this was really awesome. Also, shout out Pobedeen for one of the people that you picked out is based on art on Malo.art. I was not familiar with the platform, and it's really pretty awesome. And so I just went all in on looking at artists just from this platform for this. this show, but this was wonderful. I don't know. I get lost in the colors and the details. I love it. The textures, the energy in this piece. It's just fantastic. Yeah. All of her work is fantastic.
Really cool, yeah. And is Malo a marketplace?
Yeah, so Malo.art is a marketplace. Digital art.
I think that it's Solana marketplace.
Oh, yeah. Really? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love their, usually when there are that many shapes and colors, it's pretty hard to combine everything. But here, like you see the complex picture, but you also really want to look into details.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the black background helps a lot. It gives it this kind of like outer space feel.
Yeah, they had another one also. She has one that's with a white background that also works, like in that terms of like cohesiveness and tying it together and allowing it to not to have such busyness up front, but then to have a background that like just allows that art in the front to take center stage and not compete. It's really great.
It's a lot of interesting depth,
right?
Like texture. It's like,
man, I love this.
Yeah, very cool.
All right, this is awesome. Okay, let's go back and find a piece here. Pobedeen, this is another selection here. The Everywhere House.
So I would say that I'm still presenting their results of the residency. And I mean, I can't be like unbiased here because I spent months, but it's Tammy's artwork. She's a Colombian artist who spent with us a month here. And
Candela.
So her name is Tammy.
Oh, right. Okay.
Her name is Tammy, and
that's just her handle, right?
The beauty of her artwork. What you see here, she mostly work with digital, but what you see here is a picture of the physical that she made during the residency.
Oh, wow.
Painted on the woods. But besides, like if you will check their textures, because I made the shot for this. I made the shot on camera for this wooden painting. We made a great framing for this one. It also includes a lot of Balinese cultural codes, but at the same time, there is an instruction on the superior description how to make this piece to live, because it's the part of the story here is AR layer. Because if you use there is an instruction there, and also there is an instruction on your posts on these artworks. But the thing that
zoom back out, Adam. I want to try it on the app.
You're gonna hold your phone up to the go for it.
Yeah, looking at it.
There is a specific app for this.
Artivive. I've used that before.
It's got some animated smoke and some of the
animated smoke, AC
spins.
Also, if you check the roof in the middle, there is your tech under the roof. If you will look at there, like from the side, you will see the tech and some like volume of the piece.
Oh yeah, it pops out. Yeah. Oh, yes. Cool.
That's really cool.
3D box. That's neat.
This is also
just like doing this.
And people in the gallery on the final show, because these are physicals, they were put it on the wall, and that's an amazing part when you have this chance not only to have a distinctive style on digital, but also at the beginning I told you I love volumetric stuff, and here is exactly my kind of thing, I would say, because you have some hidden layers which you could explore. And with art, it's kind of amazing, especially like considering the fact that you could have the physical painted on the wood in your home, framed in the wooden frame, but also you could use your phone And also, by the way, there is a sound when you, because she's audiovisual artist, she recorded sound during our experience. And if you move your phone closer to the image, you hear the sound. If you going back, the sound going lower and
That's
lower.
really cool. I love details
Awesome.
like that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece.
Very cool. All right, we'll keep it going. Let's stay color to color. Let's stay in color for a moment. Bryan, this
Shout
piece
out.
here.
Samantha.
So this is Samantha's project, The Garden.
Samantha Cabot. Yeah.
And yeah, I mentioned this one this past week. I thought it, she's always had a very distinct style. Most of her stuff is kind of like landscape from a distance, and this one she kind of went the other route where she did a series of flower close-ups. It reminded me of like kind of what Jules did, and I love flowers art, and so yeah, it's really cool to see them all in a grid too. But I liked this one specifically because it had kind of the red, blue, green, yellows that I like to play with, and it felt like this one was. When I looked at all the flowers, like, oh yeah, this one's definitely the rainbowy one that I want.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all really beautiful. They're all physically shot. I don't know if you go look at the full collection. I believe there's still, I think probably like 2/3 of them have been auctioned off, but there's still quite a few still available if anybody's interested.
I was checking today. There are still some of them available, and they're so freaking good.
They are.
Some of them are like so good. Especially, I mean, today I was checking these because I wanted to add some of I had some of the favorite pieces, and they're still like without any beats. So I might push the.
Well, don't tell everybody which one's your favorite.
That's what I'm not gonna do.
Dude, they are. I've been looking at them too. They're really great.
And I also saw the threads on their behind the stage. And I really love. She works with color in such amazing way, and I mean, from the photography point, I'm kind of envy. Because I can't do this amount of color grading on this amazing level.
Look at that.
She's so good.
Stunning. I was watching, I was seeing her painting, like basically painting with light, kind of, like what you're in that same idea where she's just like dodging, burning, digitally with like painting into these flowers and pulling the colors and pushing things. And they're gorgeous, really gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like anytime I see stuff like this, you're like, oh, that's right. Photography, can be so much more. All of this can just push yourself so much further. Look at this. Look at that. Sorry, this is just great.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll probably be sold out within like a week or so.
Yeah. So good. So good. All right.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Okay. Okay, let's keep it moving. We've got a couple more to go. This one right here is Field Files by Luco Art. And Luco keeps popping up in my feed. And it's so funny because when I went to look for just dope art, I saw this piece and I didn't know who it was by. And I was like, I like that. And I was like, it's Luco. Luco's always popping up in my feed. Really awesome artist. So many. Again, this is you're seeing a theme here. A lot of texture, a lot of vibrancy and energy, and I love it. And it's all. And this is a physical.
Yeah,
as
I like
well.
the spray. Yeah.
This is a physical. It's mixing spray paint and there's a marker in there. There's paint.
Yeah, interesting, like masking techniques.
Yeah, you can see
really
that.
Cool effect.
Layered and layered and layered. Yeah, and I love stuff like that. Look at that. Yeah. Juicy textures. I love it.
I love the combination here of the spray and markers.
Yeah.
It looks so good together.
Yeah. And I think they're like a paint marker too, so they have that little bit of like bleed to them and a little bit of imperfection that comes out. It's great. All right,
even cropped in, all of these are really like they could be their own pieces. Cropped.
Right, like right here, like that's a piece done. Beautiful. Very cool. All right. 1, 2, 3. We've got. I put in 1, 2, 3, 4. I gave you
each
4.
Got one left.
No, I gave Pobedeen
oh yeah.
2.
Let's do it.
I tried to get an extra residency in there, and then someone had the residency. So we're gonna do a couple more. All right, here we go. Running through. So Bastion, JPEG.
Cool.
We love the Bastion.
Before going to the piece, to this particular piece, I would love to share some like little backstory, because Bastion was one of their artists during the last year residency, and this year he was my co-producer, because I would say that this is the best thing that you could make, is to take the person from their last year, from the artists who was one of the like deepest into the residency, and take him at the part of the team. And I would say that it was the best idea ever, because thanks to him, we made this year residency much better. But this is one of the artwork from his Losers Club, and his whole like line in his art is a nostalgia, and you could feel it in every of his pieces. But this particular piece from his recent collection is something that resonates with me most, like on the deepest level. Maybe because I feel some kind of like nostalgia from my school years, kinda. Maybe it's the thing, but also I really love how he worked with how he worked with composition, how he worked with lighting, and with plots inside of his stories. And this is exactly the thing.
That's great. And it does, it reminds me a bit of, not being picked on teams and getting, picked last for stuff. Like I can relate as not being much of a sports person myself. That's art was my thing, so when I see this, it hits,
I thought it was a ghost.
Oh, you thought it was a ghost? I thought it was just someone who was like sad and dejected and put into a literal box. Yeah,
I would say different from the group. That's how I perceive it.
Yeah,
that's how I perceive the whole thing. And if you go to the deeper to the collection, you always will see the one of the person from the Losers Club,
I see,
who is different from the group.
Oh,
every time.
Got it.
Oof.
Well, that's a fun. I like that effect.
That's really good, but yeah.
The subtle animations add a lot.
Yeah,
nice
he's working. His primary medium is 3D.
Yep.
And the way how he works with 3D,
it's cool. The
it's
reflection.
amazing.
Oh yeah. Click in there. Very nice. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Look at that. Where it's sort of this like water-ish texture. Like it's not all fully. I like that. The light spill that's coming through.
Yeah.
This is very good. Very good.
Good choice.
Good choice. There it is. Boom. And you know what? Every one of these is probably definitely worthy of good stuff. I just don't always I'm just caught up in the art and I don't always throw it on there. Okay. Bryan. Here we go. This is the last piece that you've got to show today.
Yeah. So this is a piece I collected a couple years ago from Brooke D. Donato.
Yep.
But why I shared it was because if you look at my video, I recently got her self-published book in the mail, which turned out beautifully. She has such an interesting, beautiful collection of photography. And that piece is nice enough one-of-one that's featured in the book. Shout out, along with some other editions of hers that I have. And yeah, I know she like raised money to make this book through um, space little by little, and it's really cool to see it come out. And yeah, shout out to Brooke.
It's wonderful. I mean, this whole collection, this whole series, and her approach to all of this is always very inspiring. Every time I see her work, it's very recognizable. But I love the human form being used in unexpected ways like that.
Yeah,
it's great.
For sure, this kind of like conceptual photography.
Yeah,
it hits.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
Also, just another shout out to everybody who's watching and might be commenting. I see people commenting. It's kind of hard sometimes. I don't always get to the comments, but I appreciate that people are in there. I see you, Bobby, and I see Emlo in there, and we appreciate it. So it's difficult to juggle sometimes. There's a
Hey, I got my eyes on it. I'm
You're
seeing
on
all
it?
the comments. I appreciate them.
Thank you.
I popped a few up.
Amazing. That's awesome. All righty. Let's keep it going here. All right. Unfinished Reflections 3. Okay, so I saw this piece last night for the first time. Elam Sarbashira. Apologize again if I mispronounce, but I thought it was great. I thought there's a series that it comes from, but I thought this was just wonderful.
Yeah,
wonderful piece. So much going on here. Oop, that zoomed more than I
Is
meant.
it painting in the mirror?
Yeah.
Looks like the whole thing's painted.
I believe it is.
It's like a mix of.
I mean, it looks like
an and like traditional Asian art. Like those clouds and the fire. Really neat.
I love all the detail. And then look down here. Look at this beautiful scene that's happening there.
I gotta dig around more Solana art. There's some good stuff out there.
That's what I'm saying. And look at this. There's the detail used here to paint the tree coming through the paper. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful work. At the end of the show, we'll have links to all of the artwork and the people. This is it's got a reserve of 0.7 soul.
Wow. It's listed on Exchange Art. Shout out to Exchange. So it seems like Malo works simultaneously.
Yeah, maybe like
cool.
aggregating.
I'm gonna go check it out.
Very cool. All right, and so we got one more extra piece in here from Pobedeen. All right, bonus piece. Ciclo Verdierta. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna say it's really cool. Check this out. Let's zoom up all into this piece here and just have fun. Because oh my goodness, the details.
Let me give you a bit of context.
Please
for this time, it's not their participant of this year Bali Art Residency, but it's a participant of last year's residency, and it's an Indonesian artist. And this piece, I started checking before the show. I was trying to scroll all the materials, all the new artwork that some of the last year's residency artists did, and she did this one for the recent residency launched by Wait and Hope Fund in Mexico. I assume, if I'm correct, I think the amount, I know that Dari's artworks pretty well. She's such a big, she's going really big on the details. But this time I was so freaked out with the amount of these details. I think for me, it turned out as one of your most detailed pieces. And yesterday, not yesterday, I think that 3 days ago, I saw this one for the first time, and the way how she used the color palettes, because it's also kind of like her thing, how she merged different colors, how she combined her own color palette, but this amount of the details. As you told about one of their previous artworks, like you could zoom in and take different parts into different artworks, because there are so many plots unfolding here.
So many threads to pull on, so many storylines happening within the story. Wow. Like the level of detail is just unmatched. Like this is just incredible. How fun. Looks like possibly like an ofrenda. This is so good.
Wow.
Yeah, just breathtaking.
That's epic.
We don't have epic stuff, Brian. We have good stuff. I think we need to make a new one.
We don't see a lot of epic, large-scale things in our space, I feel like.
No, you don't, I guess, is few people come to mind with that, but this is one of them. Amazing. Oh, wow. Okay, well, this has been a ton of fun. I want to thank you for coming on. Before we go, I might as well ask: is there anything that you got coming up you want to promote? Anything? Obviously, you've got the residency, and we can talk a tiny bit more about that. But I just want to give you, a chance to give that kind of any plug.
So I would say that there are two things coming in my mind. The first one is after last year residency, I was sure that I'm going to produce a new one, and we are here, and it just finished. And usually, I still haven't had any proper rest since then, but I could for sure say that the next one is coming, and we are aiming to produce 2 of them per year. Not only in Bali, but right now we're thinking about their second place for the second days. But I would encourage everyone to apply, because for me it's important to mix emerging artists with well-known artists, to mix different type of mediums, different type of people, and that's the beauty of decoration. Is the first thing, and that's where I'm pouring all myself into. And the second thing, I'm currently working on for 1 year, I'm working on the project with my close friends who gave us a couple of lectures during Bali Art Residency, and the project called Are You Human? It's going to be a collection of 500 101s, which we are dropping in collaboration with OpenSea. And it's a lot of my posts on X are with some of the visuals, but for now, we just started revealing the whole world that we built around this. But it's a project about post-humanism, about their perception, like where the AI could bring us in a while. And it's not the apocalypse story. It's the story where artists have a lot of space, I would say, and the way how we explore this. So these are the things that I wanted to share, I would say.
No, that's awesome, man.
That's awesome. Let us know when it goes live.
Yep. Retweet and do all the things, but just generally want to see it, and I'm sure it'll be very loud on the timeline with 500 pieces. That's amazing. Looking forward to it. With that, I'm going to say thank you. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with us and sharing art and sharing all of this wonderful stuff. Thank you to everybody who was watching live, everybody who's watching later. There's my dog. She agrees.
Yeah.
And thank you, on a personal note, to everybody who has shown up and minted my project. I very much appreciate you. And shout out OpenSea. They have been phenomenal with all the stuff they've done on the back end. So I just want to give them their flowers as well. And until then, I guess, Brian, you got anything else?
guess we'll see you next week.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
We got last show of the year.
19th. Yep.
Last show of the year is next week, and then we take a little tiny little breather and come back.
Holiday break.
Yes. Until then, thank you everybody, and remember to keep art first. Take care, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course.